pretty cold in England, UK at the moment. It's February, but I've come out to clear the snow away because obviously the bees wouldn't be able to get out. It's too cold for them to come out, but we've got to get some airflow in there. Look at that. We've got to look after the bees even in the icy cold weather. We're going to go and do all the others now. I've got 10 more to do. The snow drifts here, very deep. I don't know if I'll make it. Here we go. Well, what about that then? What a winter we've had. Wasn't that a lot of snow? Completely different now. This is just 6 days later and I've come to clear these cages off the hives. These are woodpecker cages. Well, it's protection from the wind and woodpeckers drilling into my hives. And so I'll take these off now. I've had to narrate this because it was so windy on the day that we couldn't really hear much on the mic. So forgive me for this, but it's narrated. But we're just clearing these off now. I've only got 4 of them covers here, and the other one is just an ordinary winter wrap on there, but they've all got insulation on. So I'll get the old trusty screwdriver now, electric screwdriver, and take all these mouse guards off. There's a few of these to do. I like to do it quite early in the year if I can. Normally about March, but we've got some really good weather coming. You know, as I say, it's only 6 days later from all that snow. The weather's actually 9 centigrade at the moment, and so I'm able to do this only because I know the forecast is good, and I'm looking forward to the spring pollen coming into these hives. So here's the last one going off now, and I like to do this say early as possible if I can. That's all the mouse guards off. Now I'm going to add this Ultra Bee pollen substitute. This comes from Man Lake, and it's a scientifically formulated pate protein. It's probably one of the better ones out there. I'd say it's got a lot of protein in it, and there's loads of essential oils, spearmint and lemongrass oils and all sorts in there. So it's got no actual pollen in it, but it's got proteins, so it's plant-based proteins. Anyway, this is what I use, and I find it quite good. This first hive I'm going into was actually overflowing with bees when it went into winter, and it's still overflowing. I'm going to have terrible trouble with this one, stopping it from swarming. So we popped a pollen pate on that one, and if we have a look at the difference in the other ones, you'll see this one has only got about 3 or 4 frames of bees in there, although it was quite thick when I looked down the actual frames. You didn't see a lot of bees there, but there was about 3 or 4 frames of bees on that one. and so we can see the difference as we go through these now, putting the pollen patties on. I actually use that's lamb's wool I use there for the insulation for the winter. You see, it does work, because I very rarely lose any bees through being cold. So there's a different sort of, it's lamb's wool again, that insulation, but it's in a plastic container, plastic cover on the lamb's wool, and I just have an eek there. So we'll have a look in this one, see what we've got in here to put the pate on, how many bees we've got in there. We've got about 6 or 7 frames of bees in there. I'm doing it quite quick because it's only, say, about 9 centigrade at the moment. So there we are, that's that one done as well. It's quite a quick process for each one. And you can see the difference in the bees when we go through. See, I put them in that eek on the top there. Really, you're supposed to have the pollen pate, although they're in there now, they're supposed to have them there in between those two boxes, the pollen pate with the eek in between. But I put them on the top with the eek at the top, and I find the bees take the pollen substitute just the same as if you put it in the middle, really. That's my way of doing it, and it's not everyone's way, but I don't really like opening the hive up in this time of year, so I like to do it as quick as possible, pop it on the top. That's my way anyway. You see, on this one I've got a Chinese tub filled with fondant, because this hive was a bit light when I weighed it, and so I popped some fondant on it. I didn't pop it on all of the hives, only a couple, but you can see they've eaten a lot of that fondant. There's about 6 frames there of bees, I would say, but as you say, you can't see from this angle, but they're quite thick, and there's some mite treatment apivir in there as well, and that's on, that mite treatment will be on for about another 3 weeks yet, about mid-March, and then I'll take that off, and that gives them 2 weeks without any mite treatment on before we put the supers on. So you can see them bees have eaten that fondant. It's mostly gone in that pot, because that was quite light, that hive, although it had 50 pounds of honey in it going into winter. So we'll pop this insulation on there, and you can see the bees are quite active in that little Chinese pot. So there's carpet on there. This particular hive here, we've got a crown board on there, look, that has got some feed on, and you can see they've eaten all that feed on that hive, and that was light as well. So I use this crown board for insulation, but I can also turn the crown board over, and then you can use that crown board as an eek to put the pollen substitute on. So we have a look in this hive, and we got probably, what, 8 frames, 9 frames of bees there, so that's quite a strong one. But I can balance these hives out. In about a month's time I will balance them out. So that, see, that provides an eek now, turning it over. So there we are, that's that one covered up, and put the old lamb's wool on there, keep them warm still. So we've got, as I say, we've got good weather coming, so they'll be fine like that. So they've got a bit of nutrition there now. It's quite good. And that's all them 5 done. You know, I'll go around all the hives doing that, getting them ready. I'm only doing it this early in the year because the weather's good. They all look quite nice. The bees are going in and out a little bit, doing orientation flights and cleansing flights. So we'll have a look now at the mite trays, and you can see the debris on there. I like to keep them mite trays in during the winter to stop a bit of draft, helps keep the warmth in a bit. This particular hive has only got about 4 mites on there, not many, so the treatment in August last year and this treatment is working. There's no real big mite drop on there, so that seems okay at the moment for this one. It really does look, you know, 4 mites is not bad. So we'll have a look in this one now, see what's in there. And this one here is quite a surprise to me, because when I look in here now, there's quite a bit of debris, but I couldn't find any mites in this particular hive. So you know, it's all good news to me. I've tried without mite treatment, and it's not very good. You end up with viruses. This is my way of doing it. It's not everybody's way. I have tried without mite treatment, and I don't like seeing the different viruses you get from the mites, so I do it this way until I'm convinced otherwise. Well, I'm going to try integrated pest management, different methods this year. Now this one has got 3 mites on it, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a couple of mites now and take them home, and I've got a microscope that I can look through, and we'll see if we can see the mites together, see what they look like. Quite interesting close up. I hope this technology works. My son bought me a microscope, say, for Christmas, and we can use it a lot this year, showing you different things, close-ups of bees and close-ups of mites and flowers and things. Here's my little microscope that I got for Christmas. It's a Tomlov, and you've got your screen here and all that, and you can record. It's got a SD card in there, and it's got some extra lights here. You can put these lights on. They're really powerful little lights, and this light comes on for looking at the different things. We'll have a little look now to see some mites and perhaps a bee. We'll look at one of my bees. It's a little bit lethargic actually, the bee, but we'll have a look at it. Yeah, there's a nice close-up of one of the little honeybees, little female worker, come out of winter that has. Have a look at the wings. Look how the wings are not all old and chewed up looking, and you can see all the little veins on that wing, and it's quite clear. You can see them wings are in nice condition. They're a little bit worn around the edge on them really when you look at them, but you can certainly see the veins. Look at a lovely little furry jacket they got on. There's the veins again, look. They've got that nice little furry jacket, and she's cleaning her legs. She was a little bit lethargic, but she's coming to in the warm now, and she's cleaning herself up. Got a shot of her head there, obviously, with her antennas, but she wouldn't go on her side. I asked her to go on her side, but she wouldn't listen to me. I could only film her from the top. But you have a look there at them antennas. Look at the little hinge. They got a little hinge there, look. When she wipes it with her leg, it bends the hinge. It's very cleverly designed, that is, that little bee. She's having a little clean up there, and look at her little furry head. It's in quite good condition for an elderly bee, I would say. She's really making a nice job of cleaning herself up. Look, you can see them hinges on there, quite about a quarter of an inch from the end, look, from her head. You can see the little hinges, 2 of them, one either side. And there we are, the top view of one of them nasty varroa mites. I think that one is dead. That one, there's about 3 I got hold of. That's the top view of it, and there's a view from underneath. And you look at them nasty little legs that they grab onto the bee with, and if you look at those front 2 legs, you'll see them slightly move there. Then it is still alive. There's I've got 3 of them, and 2 was certainly alive. This one is alive. You can see the legs just move there, look, the front 2 legs, and they grab onto the poor little honeybee with those. You know, it's not a nice thing to have on your bees. Going in a bit closer now, it's a bit horrific really, I would say, when you look at them close up, isn't it? Look at them front legs. You watch them move there now, look, there we are. Moving forward, look. Oh, isn't it creepy? Wouldn't like to have one of them stuck on me, would you, if I was a little bee? Let's get rid of the mites. Let's sort the bees out together. This is 2 days later now. A couple more hives down the road from me. We'll have a little look, see what's going in here. It's coming to the end of February now, and they're starting to bring pollen in. Let's have a look together, and we'll have a look at a couple more and see how they're getting on, because you can tell quite a lot this time of year from just what's going on in the front, really. Here we go then, let's have a look at these. If we have a look at them now, there's one going in with pollen then, that was crocus, another one there with crocus. So they are bringing in some pollen. Not as much as crocus on that one. Not as much as I would have liked. But still a good chance you've got a queen in there, because they are bringing in pollen. It's not 100% guaranteed, but when you see them bringing in absolutely nothing and just hanging around the front, most times then you haven't got a queen. This hive's a double brood box on this one, and we'll see what's going on in this one. There's two bees there cleaning another beelet and feeding it. They're not fighting. There's one gone in there with another one there. Look, that's got Christmas rose on those. You see, it's set 11 centigrade today, so they're out doing cleansing flights and foraging. But they're not bringing in that much pollen. There's one gone in with a little bit of pollen there. So they are bringing in some pollen. Put my little protection on. Don't want to get stung this time of year. So this actual hive here has got a double brood box, and so in about 3 weeks time we should just find eggs up there, and this should be empty, so that it'll be all drawn comb with empty and no stores at all in it. So what I do in about 3 weeks or 4 weeks time, I will be putting this box down there and that box on top, so then all the eggs will be down there and this one will be empty up here. And there's a bee on me then at pollen, look. Put this one with pollen on there, look. 2 big sacks of pollen. So that's the thing, you've got to time it right, because if you put that down there too early you'll get chill brood. So you've got to judge the weather and the time of the year and do it then. So I should think it'll be about 3 weeks time I'll be doing that, and so I'll film that, moving that box from there to there and that one from there to there, swapping them around really. We'll have a little look now to see if they're having a little bit of that pollen substitute. See if they've started taking it down. Look, they're completely on that. Look, they're chewing it all around the edge. It's only been on for 2 days. Look, they're loving it. They are eating it. This one off of here, this is another one with some pollen sub on, and we'll just have a little look. They've eaten all the fondant I put on there. Look, that's completely empty now, and we'll see if they're tackling the pollen substitute. Just a quick peek. Look, they're completely on it. Look, chewing it. It's absolutely covered in bees, that is. They're all chewing away at it, so that's okay. This is 2 days later from when I put that pollen substitute on. It was 9 centigrade and today it's 11. 2 degrees difference in the sunshine, and the sun is really on these hives now, and you can see the difference. We'll come in close and see these. There's some pollen on that one. That's probably crocus on there. it's more orientation and cleansing flights at the minute. You can see them doing orientation flights all around here. See them hovering about 6 or 8 inches away, or foot even, and they're doing the orientation flight with the sun. Anyway, that's it for this episode. Thanks for joining me again, and sorry it's been about 4 months since I put the last video up, because it's been winter obviously, but we've got the whole of the summer to look forward to. A lot of queen rearing I'm doing, and integrated pest management, all sorts of interesting things for you and for me. I'm going to do some experiments this year, different ideas I've got, so stay with me, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode everyone. Ta-da then. Happy beekeeping.